Good morning, everybody. Am I on here? I don't hear it.
Hey, good morning.
Welcome to Unity of Olympia. My name is Janine Cummings, and this is the choir, and we won't introduce ourselves. Let's stand up and lift our heart in praise.
Early in the morning, when I rise, I lift my hands in praise, 'cause I'm alive. And late at night, when I lay down, I lift my heart in praise for the love I found. And I sing, ooh, 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 for the love I found.
Let's do it again.
Early in the morning, when I rise, I lift my hands in praise, because I'm alive. And late at night, when I lay down, I lift my heart in praise for the love I found. And I sing, ooh, 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 for the love I found, for the love I found, for the love I found.
Good job.
Thank you, Unity Choir. Good morning, Unity of Olympia. Let's start our service this morning with prayer. We settle into this space and time, recognizing we are on sacred ground, in sacred company, knowing that wherever we find ourselves today, wherever we walk on the planet, we are accompanied, blessed, and loved. Whoever we are with, we are in divine company. For we know the Most High is in each of us, in each person in this room, and in every living being we encounter. We know there is no spot where God is not. And for this awareness, for our ability to lean into that divine presence, we are so grateful. We're so grateful. And so it is. Amen. Amen.
I can show the world just who I am, who I am.
All right, thank you.
Who I am. I can show the world just who I am, and
Feel safe and feel free.
and feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free. And feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free. You can show the world just who you are, who you are, who you are. You can show the world just who you are, and feel safe and feel free. And feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free. And feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free.
Let's belt this out with the we.
We can show the world just who we are, who we are, who we are. We can show the world just who we are, and feel safe and feel free.
Nice.
And feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free. And feel safe and feel free. Feel safe and feel free.
Good job, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our spiritual home. And I have the pleasure and the honor of lighting the Christ candle today. Audrey always asks for my assistance, which makes me terrified. I don't want to blow it. But as you all know, we light the Christ candle knowing that this light lives in each of us, as Audrey so nicely put earlier. In this space, Unity of Olympia stands as a beacon of love, justice, and belonging. We are committed to fostering diversity, equity, and inclusion of all people, especially those who, thank you. Wait till we get to the end. Especially those who have been marginalized due to race, gender, identity, sexual orientation, or any aspect of their humanity. We believe that no individual or group should live in fear, face exclusion, or be denied dignity. We honor the sacred worth of every person and support each one in living authentically, freely, and fully. Our community is a safe place where love leads and all are welcome. So at this time, I would like to invite, let's see.
Actually, it's birthday month.
We're gonna have-
I mean, it's our birthday day.
It's Happy Birthday Day.
Yes.
I always forget the Happy Birthday Day.
It's not my birthday, but who does have a January birthday? You may stand if you wish. You do not have to.
Who wants to? Nice.
Yay. And anybody else who has a January birthday? Yay. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you're wonderful. Happy birthday to you. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you now. God is blessing you, you're wonderful. God is blessing you now.
At this time, I'd like to invite Lisa to do our youth lesson today. Here we go. There's Lisa.
Fine. I'm sorry? Okay. So if any kids want to come up this way, they could be here if they want to. I know I see some new faces. So if you want to come up this way, there are prizes involved. Okay, come on over. Come on over. All right, you're brave. Nice job, friend. Nice job. All right, so we're talking about dreams today. So the first song that I thought of was when I was a kid. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. Go ahead. Wish upon a star, your dreams come true. Yes, that is a beautiful song to remind us of our dreamer inside of us, the dreamer we have, that we can make a dream and we can see something that the world needs. And we can say, hey, I want a better world, or I want something in my life that's like that. I think about the time, I've been a teacher now for 22 years. I think about the time when I first thought about dreaming to be a teacher. And I had no idea all of the fun that I would have doing so, and all of the events and all of what I was getting myself into. But I did know it was a dream, and I did know that was something I wanted to do. David had shore duty. He was going to be on shore duty because he was in the Navy, for those of you who don't know. And he was going for 3 years, and he was going to have a job where he had flexibility. I mean, I'm used to this guy being gone for 6 months, right? And he was going to have flexibility. He was going to have, and I said, what do we want to do at that time? And we were doing a healing circle at that time with some friends in Jacksonville. And we both looked at each other, if we were teachers, we could be with our kids. We love being with children. Why don't we just be teachers? And we both actually went to school to be a teacher. It didn't work out so we got our associates together. And that was pretty cool. But when you dream, what do you dream of? What's something you think that you would want? Is there anything out there that people's I have this dream. I have this dream. It might be I want a pony. It might be I want a dog. It might be I want a kitten. It might be I want to be able to ride a bike. I want to be able, all those things. And I don't mean to put ideas in their head. I'm sorry. But what would you dream of? Do you have anything you dream of?
I want to have a kitten.
Yeah. We all feel that, right? I know a friend who just got 2 kitties and she was so excited and they grew up really fast. Yeah, and she kind of calls them the juvenile delinquents now. So fun stories. Anyway, didn't mean to call you out there. So our affirmation today, well, first our prayer focus is the angel of God spoke to me and in that dream and said, Jacob, and I answered yes. So do you say yes to your dreams? Yes. So if you find a dream you really want, you can accomplish anything. And that's where the prizes come in. Because these little light up stars that light up are there to remind you of your dreams. You want a blue one? Okay. Oh, you already have a pink one at home? Okay, good. So it's uh-oh, well, take this one then. Are you sure it's broken? Oh, I don't know. Oh, and they squeak. Yes, they squeak. It's going to be a fun day. Would you like one? It's going to be a fun day. Oh, pink. Okay, she's going to decide her color. We're going to affirm, say with me, I have a dream
I have a dream
that will benefit myself
that will benefit myself
and everyone around me.
and everyone around me.
Okay, we're going to go. Thank you so much.
Lisa.
We are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. We are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
At Unity of Olympia, we participate in outreach beyond our own spiritual community as modeled by our way shower, Jesus. It is your generosity that supports all of our programs, and for that, we are grateful for your support in time, treasure, and talent. So this is normally the time that Reverend Terry would be doing her center update, but I believe that she is currently in Mexico basking in the sun. I know we all do. That's okay, we can bask in the rain, it'll be fine. So in her very talented substitute, we have a video by our board chair, and that would be Rodney Jones with the center update. So if you want to run Rodney's update, please, Arlen, that would be great.
We have a reception committee that focuses on the person coming into Unity for the first time. And the board takes part in that by taking turns hosting these new people as they come in, offering tours of the center, answering questions, just being a welcoming presence. I've heard so many people say, the first time I came into Unity, I knew I was home. And that was my experience as well. Home for me is a place where I come in and I'm recognized and I feel welcome, I feel respected and safe. And we have an opportunity to continue that tradition. Our purpose here is to nurture lives of freedom and joy and to make a positive difference in the world. I had an experience around that in our last Los Angeles spirit group. Actually, my teacher was a spider. Yeah, I was a spider. The spider was scurrying around people's legs, and they were moving their feet, and they were engaged in whatever topic we were talking about at the time. Unaware of the spider was unaware of us. And I thought, my life is like that. I'm unaware of so many things that's happening in the world. I'm focused on my own life, and yet there's a wide world out there happening. And so I decided to dedicate myself to expanding my consciousness, finding out what is it that I don't know, what am I not aware of, what limiting beliefs might I have that hold me back from expressing the freedom and joy in my life. You know, this year our theme is infinite presence and unlimited potential. And I see that coming up in April is our annual membership meeting. You know, we have 2 to 3 positions on the board that's going to be available. And our nominating committee, which is forming now, will be asking governing members, have you thought of being on the board? It's my invitation to you to consider being on the board as a way of experiencing this infinite presence in your life, this infinite presence that you are, that we all are. It's a way of creating and expressing the freedom and joy that we have in our lives. Well, thank you again for allowing me to serve on your board. Thank you for listening. Stay well. Hi, my name is Rodney.
Nice job, Rodney. Thank you. At Unity, we participate. Oh, I already said that part. Sorry. Now we're going to transition to I got so enthralled with Rodney's talk that I lost my place here. Now we're going to transition to the prayer portion of the service, and I want to invite the prayer team to come forward. One person will be holding the prayer request box. And I want to remind you that each of you have the opportunity to put in your own prayer requests so that these fabulous people can pray with that, and then it will be sent to Unity Village, to Silent Unity.
Thank you. So good to see everyone this morning. Good morning. Before I begin, I was thinking about what Lisa said about I have a dream and it benefits me and it benefits everyone around me. What does that have to do with guidance? That's our word today. As I was preparing for this today, the very last phrase in our daily word says, and I am moving in the direction of my dream. So I just wanted to connect. So today's word is guidance. Our affirmation, I follow divine guidance in faith and in confidence. Created in the image and likeness of God, I have creative power to bring my ideas, my dreams, and my purpose into action. I choose to be prayerfully receptive to divine guidance. I follow the tugging of my heart and decide which thoughts to nurture and grow, and where and how to invest my time. Preparing for my life's purpose within this universal flow, I listen to my source of life, the source of all gifts. I listen and consider what fills my heart with joy, and that's the path I follow. I set goals. I make an action plan. I am confident in my actions because I trust divine presence is directing me. I plan and act in faith, realizing I am moving in the direction of my dreams. And the reading today is from Proverbs 16:9. The human mind plans the way, but the Lord directs the steps. And the affirmation again, I follow divine guidance with faith and confidence. Please join me. I follow divine guidance in faith and confidence, and so it is.
As you know, we believe in the power of prayer, and I again want to invite you to submit your own prayer requests. If you have an individual prayer that you would like to pray with at the end of the service, Linnell Mooney will be in the back of the sanctuary for your individual and private prayer. This is the time in our service where we affirm our statement of faith. I invite you to join me with There Is Only One. Together, please. There is only one power and one power in the universe and in my life. God the good, all power, presence, and wisdom. It is in God that I live, move, and have my being.
this moment, in this place, I remember who I am, letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I think I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. It's a love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets me free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Janine. That was beautiful. Well, good morning, everyone. I know that I've met some of you, and if I haven't met you, I look forward to meeting you. My name is Audrey Pitchford, and I am your licensed Unity teacher. I always like to start with something on the little lighter side, so I'll share that a friend asked me, what are your 2026 resolutions? And I said, I don't make one of them, let alone 2026. Okay, so today's talk is called Do Over. Do Over. And we're going to do our white stone ceremony, which is a unity celebration that we often do this time of year. And I don't know about you, but the winter time is a really good time for me to be introspective, to reflect on how did the past year go? What am I looking forward to in the upcoming year? Are there any goals or any intentions that I want to set? And culturally, we have this thing where many people make New Year's resolutions. So I like this little joke because New Year's resolutions kind of get a bad rap because so many of us. And according to an article from Inside Out Mastery that came out in 2024, statistically, most of us who make New Year's resolutions quit by the second Friday in January. So that's actually called Quitter's Day. And that was this past Friday. So I'm like, okay, good, we got that out of the way. Shoo! And this same article said that long-term studies show that only 9% of people are still keeping their resolution 2 years later, 9%. All right, so because I'm a teacher, I like asking questions. And whenever I ask you a question, I don't have an ulterior motive. There's no secret right or wrong answer. I already know what I think. I'm interested in what you think. And so all my questions are open for grabs. If people want to speak up or not, that's fine too. So my first question for you is, why do you think so many New Year's resolutions end quickly? Or another way of saying it, why can change be so hard? Old stories, yes, we're going to get into old stories. Thank you, Linda. And our Unity writer, Emily Cady, called those mistaken beliefs. Yeah. Yep. Why else? Habits. Yeah, I've done something a certain way for a lot of years, and there's just this momentum that's built up where it's difficult to turn things around. Thank you. I don't want to. Yes, yes. I don't want to stop eating cookies and ice cream. I just don't. I'm with you, Diana. Thank you. Oh, yeah, there's some should. A friend of mine says I'm shoulding on myself. Yeah, yeah, instead of something that I really want to do. Oh, I heard a few things. Jan? Just one more time. Oh, yeah, after today, I'll stop eating cookies. Okay. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you. Maybe I don't realize what's really underneath my desire. And I don't want to start out as a failure. Yeah, I want to have instantaneous success. Me too. Me too. All right. So I know that we have all at times likely tried to change something and maybe things didn't go the way we wanted. So this same article from Inside Out Mastery says that some other reasons why changes can be challenging, sometimes the goal is unrealistic. So I think about this with regard to prosperity consciousness that we talk about in Unity. Maybe my prosperity consciousness is such that I'm in a job where I'm earning $60,000 a year. And it may be really challenging for me to shift my prosperity consciousness by the second Friday in January to earn $160,000 a year. Maybe I can shift it to earn 65, but maybe I'm setting up too big of a leap for myself to make in that short of a time. Another challenge with change can be a lack of a specific goal or lack of specific steps. So an example for this might be, I want to be better at managing money, but I don't define what better means or the steps that I'm going to take to get there. I think this one came up from the crowd, waning motivation. On January 1st, I might be like, yeah, getting up at 5 o'clock, going to the gym. And by the 7th or the 8th, I'm like, this is hard. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Yeah. A lack of support. Maybe I want to start eating healthy, but my primary social activity is getting together with my friends and going out for dessert. And maybe I'm too focused on the end results rather than the daily wins. So if I want to save $1,000, I might be so focused on the $1,000 that I'm ignoring, hey, I put $3 in savings today. I put $5 in savings today. I put my extra change in savings today. And so I might be too focused on that end result and not giving myself credit for those daily habits that I'm taking that are going to get me to my goal. All right, I have my own personal theory as well. Relatively untested by data. This is truly in the realm of Audrey's opinion, so you're free to agree or not. And it gets back to something that Linda mentioned about that mistaken belief thinking that we can sometimes have coming. I believe that sometimes the driver behind us wanting to change is that should thinking, and you mentioned this as well. And that should thinking can come from a place of shame. So Brené Brown, who's a writer and a researcher in shame, defines shame this way. She says it's an intensely painful feeling or experience of believing we are flawed and unworthy of love and belonging. And this is the belief that I am bad, contrasted with how she defines guilt as I did something bad. So, if shame is driving our desire to change, it might look something like this. Me thinking and telling myself, gosh, I'm not lovable at the current size and weight that I am. I'm going to have a desire to change or a New Year's resolution or whatever to get to the desired weight and size that I want to be, and then I'll be lovable. And I think sometimes, unfortunately, that might be fueling some desire to change. I know I have certainly gone down that path in my own thinking. If you have, you don't have to out yourself. So then if we're unable to keep the change, if we break that New Year's resolution, it reinforces that shame idea. Not only am I not lovable as I am, I'm not lovable because I didn't do the thing I wanted to do. Yeah, pretty icky. So here's the good news, because there always is good news. No matter how much shame we may have had in the past, no matter how many times we may have tried to change and failed, no matter how many things we have thought about ourselves that may be unkind, we can always do a do-over. We can always change our thinking. We can always see ourselves in a new light. It does not matter the date on the calendar. It does not matter if Quitter's Day has come and gone. It doesn't matter if we're in the middle of January instead of the beginning of it. We can always have a do-over. And my dear friend, Mariette, who's a licensed Unity teacher, taught me this idea of a do-over. And she said when she and her spouse have an argument, which happens, and if you don't have a spouse, perhaps you've had an argument with a sibling or a parent or a friend or someone else who's near and dear to you. When a disagreement occurs, my friend said, one of us, herself or her spouse, whoever comes to their senses first, says, hey, let's have a do-over. I didn't mean to say that thing I said. I was trying to do something different than how it came out. And it allows them to talk and repair the relationship. And in the same way, even if we have an old thought about ourselves, or even if we try something that doesn't work, we can always have a do-over and say, hey, you know what? That thing, maybe it wasn't my finest moment. Let me try again. Let me tell myself something new. Let me affirm a truth about myself that aligns with the divine indeed that I know I am. Now, last week here in this center, we had a burning bowl ceremony where we practiced releasing things that didn't serve us. If you weren't here, that's okay, because just like we can have a do-over any day, at any day we can release stuff that doesn't serve us. Something about releasing, however, is then there is a space or a vacuum. And sometimes it's hard to have a vacuum Stuff wants to fill the space. I don't know if anyone has ever cleaned out a closet and then 3 months later, it's like chock full again. Okay, so what is that saying? Nature abhors a vacuum. Even if we released our old ideas, sometimes they want to come back. That space in my consciousness where they lived for several decades was super comfy. They want it again. And so it can be really helpful to have a new idea, to fill that space with a new idea that does serve us. And not only does this support our consciousness in holding a new idea and not having space for that thing we're getting rid of, this also allows us, if that old idea comes back and we hear ourselves saying those mistaken beliefs to ourselves again, we can use those mistaken beliefs as a reminder to say, up, do over, cancel, or shifting, or whatever we need to tell ourselves, and affirm that new idea that we are holding in its place. Now, this idea that we can always do it over actually is connected to our unity basic principles. So our first unity basic principle is God is all good everywhere present. And closely related to that is our second basic unity principle, that every human being is an expression of the divine. So if God is all good everywhere present, that means God is in me and you and all of us right now. Even if there's big things we want to change, even if we're at a number on the scale or a number in our bank account that we don't like, the divine is still there right now as we are, right with us. And our third basic belief is that our thoughts, especially our thoughts held with feeling, create our reality. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. The way I put this into my words is we contribute to the consciousness of this planet. Whether we know it or not, whether we do it consciously or not, we contribute in each moment to the consciousness of the planet. And so we can always come up with a new thought. If we don't like the way we are contributing to this planetary consciousness, we can come up with a new idea and a new thought. And we can also affirm that right now, I am fully and freely a beloved expression of the divine. And so are you. And so is everyone on this planet. All right, so let's talk about changes that do work, because I'm guessing many people in this room have implemented changes that were successful. So when you have implemented a change that did work, what do you think added to your success? Okay, consistency. Thank you, Deb. So maybe it wasn't a one and done, but like those commercials that used to show the guy doing one push-up and then he was like, okay, yeah. So over and over, a practice, consistency. Thank you. Oh, being gentle with ourselves. I love that. We're going to come back to that. Thank you, Terry. Awareness. Okay. Awareness of the change and not giving up on ourselves. Thank you, Linnell. Yes, having a friend. And in Unity, sometimes we call that a prayer partner. Yes, yes, indeed we do. Yeah, having a clear idea of what I want. So instead of saying I'm going to be better with money, maybe I want to save $1,000 by June 30th or whatever specifics I'm trying to get to. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, maybe being flexible. Maybe there is a day that I decide to sleep in and I don't go to the gym at 5 in the morning, okay? All right, give myself a break. Go for a walk at lunch. Go to the gym later. Yeah, it might evolve differently than how I originally planned. Thank you, Linda. And did I? Oh, scheduling, yeah, putting time on my calendar, working my commitment into my schedule the same that I would work other meetings or get-togethers. Thank you. Believing in the outcome, yes, being able to see it. Yeah, thank you. So seeing the outcome, truly believing it's possible, and I'll also say generating the feeling within that I believe I'm going to have when that outcome is present. Yes. Yeah. All right, these are great. These are great. Thank you, everyone. So in addition to this, going back to that article that I mentioned earlier from Inside Out Mastery, a couple other things that I didn't hear during the conversation, actually that I want to just go back to. Sorry, I did hear them, but I want to elaborate on them. Terry had mentioned being kind to ourselves. And something that I thought was really interesting from that article on change is that something that improves people's ability to make changes is to improve their sleeping schedule. And I thought, oh. And this article said this includes consistent waking and bedtimes and getting plenty of quality sleep every night. And I thought, well, what a nice way to be kind to ourselves too, is allowing ourselves to rest when we need rest and not thinking, oh, I just got to motor through this, or I can get by in 4.5 hours, it's okay. But really honoring our body's physical needs. And then we had also heard about having a friend or someone to help us as we're trying to make a change. I have a prayer partner, perhaps you do as well. When I've worked on some large changes, I've asked my prayer partner to pray with me. I've actually asked anyone who's willing to pray with me. People would come up to me at church and say, how are you doing? And I'd be like, oh, hey, I'm working on this thing. Will you pray with me? If I tell you that, maybe people won't come ask me how I'm doing it anymore. Because I rope them into prayer. We can pray with whoever's praying in the back of the sanctuary. We can call silent unity. So having some kind of prayer support, I believe, can be really helpful in reaching our dreams. We can also go back to the other fourth and fifth unity basic principles. So we've already talked about principle 1, God is all good everywhere present. Principle 2, we are each expressions of the divine. 3, that we co-create our reality through what we think and how we feel about it. Principle number 4 is that we remain conscious of the divinity within through prayer and meditation. And in our prayer time, we can affirm that goal we're trying to reach, or like we talked about in meditation, focus on how we envision we will feel, when that change is in place. Envisioning it being done and focusing on how we would feel if it was really happening in our lives. Now, principle number 5 is one of my favorites because I think it's one of my most challenging ones. It's that it's not enough to know the basic principles. We try to put them in action. And the way I think about this is, yeah, I can go to church on Sunday and hear a nice message or give a nice talk, and then live the other 6 days of my life forgetting about Sunday, and then come back on Sunday again. And my life may not be very different. Or on those other 6 days of the week, I can look at, how do I put this into action? If I really believed this new intention of mine, if I really believed this goal, what would I do next? How would I talk? What would I believe? What would I say when I'm with my sister and my buttons get pushed? Yeah, these are some important questions. And I think this is another way of supporting ourselves with our goal, is thinking about, how do I bring this into my reality? Whenever I think of something that's really new and life-changing for me, I can tell that I've had a light bulb moment because I tend to forget it very easily. And I'll be like, what was that thing that I was thinking about the other day that seemed so life-changing? And so a few strategies for me, and one of which we're going to practice today if you so wish, writing it down. When I have an insight, for me, sometimes it can be very important to write it down. And sometimes talking about it with other people can be helpful. We might consider, if we have an intention or a word that we're holding for ourselves, are there other ways we can remember? Post-its around the house, refrigerator magnets. Do we spell it out with rocks in our garden? Do we get a tattoo? It could be a temporary tattoo. Whatever we can do to support ourselves in keeping that new idea in our consciousness, so that, again, if those old mistaken beliefs or the things we're trying to get rid of come back up, that we can use those mistaken beliefs as a way to remember, oh, instead of that, I wanted to affirm this in my life. All right, so why the white stone? Maybe some people know the white stone comes from the Bible, from the Unity Book of Revelation. And if inside you're like making the cat hairball sound and rolling your eyes because Bible is not your thing, That's okay. In unity, we practice metaphysical Bible interpretation. And so we don't get super hung up on whether things in the Bible really happened the way they were written down or not. We look beyond the physical, and that's literally what the word metaphysical means, is beyond the physical, looking for a deeper meaning, looking at the symbols. Metaphysical Bible interpretation is personal. So just because I believe something about the book of Revelation doesn't mean you have to. You can come up with your own meaning or your own belief. Not only that, metaphysical Bible interpretation relies on our 5 basic principles. So if my metaphysical interpretation is that I am God's favorite and nobody else is, I have an invitation to do a do-over. Because we know our second basic principle is that every person is an expression of the divine. So the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 17 says, "Let anyone who has an ear listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. To everyone who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give a white stone. And on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it." Now, sometimes when I'm doing metaphysical Bible interpretation, I kind of like to cheat and see what other people thought. And in this case, there's a unity minister whose work I really like, Reverend Ed Townley, and he used to write a column on unity.org website where he would write metaphysical Bible interpretations. So I thought, well, let's see what Reverend Ed has to say about this passage. So here's what Reverend Ed Townley had to say. He said, "The entire Revelation to John, the final book of the Christian Bible, is symbolic and metaphysical. It is not meant to be taken literally, either as a record of past events or as a prediction of the future. This passage speaks to the stages of spiritual awareness that we, spiritual beings in human form, move through again and again as we proceed to fill our inherent purpose, creating the kingdom of heaven by using human challenges as opportunities to make spiritual choices. Once we become aware of the divinity that is our true nature, we allow that divinity to awaken every part of our bodies and minds so we can successfully undertake the journey that lies ahead. We know the presence and the power of God will sustain and nourish us, and we know that no matter how dark the shadows may seem, or how far we seem to have wandered from our spiritual path, we are always closely and intimately linked to our spiritual source." And Reverend Ed winds this up by saying, "That is the meaning of the white stone with the secret name. It is like a spiritual identity card affirming our innate oneness with God. It may not be apparent to others, but we can be sure of that oneness always." So what I really like about this passage, and my big takeaway, is that it almost doesn't even matter what we write on this. That we can use this white stone, or if we don't even have a white stone, we can use the image of a white stone because we can all envision one in our minds and use that as a symbol, a reminder of our oneness with the divine, of the presence with the divine that we are always experiencing every day, whether we're conscious of it or not. Now, we will have time in a few moments where if you want to affirm something for yourself, if you want to discern a new name, you'll have time to do that. And if you want to write it on your stone, you can. And during this ceremony, if nothing occurs to you, or if you're not sure what to write, or you're just thinking, I'm not feeling it today, that's okay too. That's okay too, because we know that we can do this ceremony, we can do this ritual, we can have a do-over in each moment. And you might decide to wait for inspiration to strike when you're out walking around in nature, when you're spending time with loved ones. That's totally okay as well. So let's talk about what this ceremony of ours is going to look like. So like I said, in a few minutes we'll get started. We'll have some special music here from our lovely musicians. And after that, we'll have some meditation time to focus on divine discernment and guidance, opening to whether there's a new word or a new idea or a new name that comes to you that you want to write down. And like I said, if you receive something, great. If not, that's totally okay as well. After our time in the silence, we'll have a little silent, quiet background music, so you'll have some time to write. And then we'll close with a prayer and have some more special music. So here are some of your options. And I mentioned this in the video, so you might have heard this. We have a variety of options this year. It's kind of fun. If you had a stone that you used in the past that lost its word to the passage of time, or wanted to write on the back of a particular stone that you had, that's certainly fine. This year, Unity World Headquarters put out these fancy refrigerator magnets, and so if you want to write your word on something like this, that's terrific. You might have a special stone. I do. I have this one that sparkles, so I like turning it in the light. My friends at Unity of Centralia gave this to me one year, and it's very near and dear to me. If you are joining us from home and you don't have any of these handy, you can always write on a piece of paper or whatever you have available to you. What you have to write with today in the sanctuary is also a pencil. And this will allow you, if you decide later you need to do it over, you can do that more easily. So before we get started, I just want to check, did everyone get something that spoke to you when you came in, either a stone or a magnet or something to write with? Some of our musicians didn't, and I know the ushers have some extras that they can help with. Michael, I'm not sure if you didn't get one or you're just stretching. Okay, all right. All right, Kathy is circling around. Thank you so much, Kathy. All right. Okay, everybody got what they need? Okay, let's see how it goes. Oh yeah, someone gonna turn off the lights?
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. Sing with us. And who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. Nice and big. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the is a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to this world.
And so we allow ourselves to fully relax into our chairs, feeling ourselves supported, not just by the physical chair, but supported by the divine. We know that every breath comes from our source. We know there's nothing we can do that removes ourselves from divine love, that wherever we go, whatever we do, wherever we find ourselves on the planet, we are always one with that divine love. It's like sunshine. Even when there are clouds, we know the sun is shining up above. And so we allow ourselves to bask in that warm, radiant love, to receive, to know, and to trust in our ability to bring forth our highest and best, aligned with that divine sacred partnership. We see that we walk through this world accompanied, blessed, and loved. And as we tune in to our inner wisdom, our inner guidance, we listen, we know, we understand. We are open and receptive to that new word, that new name, that new phrase that is ready to express as and through us. And so now we take a few moments in the silence, listening, open to the wisdom of the divine. We know we can continue this prayerful time, this prayerful silence in any moment that we wish. And so now, while we have some gentle music supporting us, we take this opportunity, and if something occurred to us that we want to write down, and we haven't yet done so, we take this time and write on our stone or a magnet or our paper what we want to remember in this new year. and knowing that we are always one with Source. We know we can always do it over, whether we love the word we came up with today, whether we are still in that place of discernment. We know we can come back to this practice again and again as long as it serves us. And so for our time together, for our awareness of our oneness with Source, and for this beautiful ability to discern and listen and follow our inner wisdom, we're so grateful. And so it is.
You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world, is a blessing to the world. We're a blessing to this world.
Thank you, Audrey, for leading us through this exercise. I love it every year when I do this. I have a whole lineup. It's like a Lego game at home. I could build a castle with all my little white stones. So happy to see each of you here today. We know that you are here by divine appointment. And if perhaps you are here for the very first time, when you walked through the door, you should have received a packet like this with a cool little rose on the backside that you can put on your lapel, so that during our fellowship time, we will know that you are a newcomer and we can greet you. In the packet is also a sheet that looks like this one. And if you could fill out the back to tell us how your experience was today, it's helpful for us to know how we can continue to improve the service. So this time I would like to invite the ushers to come forward. As you know, there are many ways of giving to Unity of Olympia. You can do so online. You can do so by Venmo. You can do so by the auto giving program, or you can do that right now with a check, with cash, with whatever you happen to have. You notice your support that continues to make all of this possible, and for that we are grateful. However it is that you give, we ask you to take your tithe into your mind, your heart, or your hand, and together let us bless it with divine love. I invite you to join me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Unity of Olympia is a prosperous community. We enthusiastically and continually generate more than enough ideas, energy, and money to meet all our needs and desires. And we know this is so.
Today I'm grateful. Today I'm grateful. Today I'm grateful for every little thing. Today I'm grateful. Today I'm grateful. Grateful for just what this day will bring. And it's an honor to give so freely. It's an honor to give with love. 'Cause today we're grateful. Today we're grateful. Today we're grateful for every little thing. Today we're grateful. Today we're grateful. Grateful for just what this day will bring. Forever grateful for just what this day will bring.
I love that as we are thinking about our prosperity consciousness, we start with gratitude. And so please join me in gratitude, blessing these gifts. We know that God is our source. We are so grateful for all the good in our lives, all the abundance, every blessing, large and small. We look at our lives and see so many ways that we are blessed abundantly. And we are grateful for the giving from this abundance to support this beloved community. Whether gifts are given in the basket, electronically, through the mail, gifts of service and time and prayer, we welcome and appreciate it all. We are open to our good coming to us through channels expected and unexpected. And so for all the hearts and hands who contribute to supporting this community, we express and radiate our deep felt gratitude. And so it is. Amen.
I'm just going to take a moment to tell you that today I'm grateful for every little thing. Some of you in the back may not be able to see it so clearly, but on the lapel of my jacket is a little blue ribbon. And I wear this, I've worn it ever since it was given to me by a very dear friend that many of you know. Many of you know Jim Kiefert, who is a hero in my life. Jim had prostate cancer and was told to get his life together, and 32 years later, he was still kicking, and he became a national figure, going actually to Congress and talking about funding prostate research. So he gave me this, and I have worn it with great pride. This is the jacket in which I speak at dental meetings. And until today, the total number of people who have ever asked me, what is that little blue ribbon, before today was 2. Today, within 5 minutes, 2 more people came up to me and said, what is that little blue ribbon? So for you ladies out there who are so effective in really working toward goals that we guys don't seem to understand, this is the male equivalent of the Susan Komen ribbon. And I wear it with great pride. Fortunately, I've not been a victim of this disease, but I think of Jim Kiefert all the time. What a fabulous soul, what a great guy, and what a great cause. So I just want to say that this is my big opportunity to tell like about 80 of you about this, as opposed to waiting for the next 76 to come up. So on that note, we of course always have our amazing numbers of activities going on today. We have all kinds of things. Wow, the Underground Railroad is going to be here next week. That's kind of cool. We're going to have Carol Brown Jones back with us again, so I'm looking forward to that. Of course, we have all of our usual activities that happen all the time. So you can check it out here. You can check it out online. You can bump your neighbor and say, which of these things are you doing? Because you'll probably find out that almost everyone is doing one of these things. So please participate. What I find is by participating in other activities beyond the Sunday service, I get way more connected with the people here in the congregation. The flowers today are given by Terry Lonsbury. Thank you so much, Terry, for your constant and wonderful support. I am so grateful for that little thing that you do. Thank you so much. And as always, it's so hard to figure out who deserves this because there are a sea of possibilities out there. But today I want to give it to somebody whose enthusiasm always inspires me. That is a person who serves on the prayer team. She read the Daily Word today. Carol, thank you so much for your service. I do want to remind you, you can put your own prayer requests into the prayer request box at either side of the sanctuary, and Linnell Mooney is in the back for individual prayer. So if you are so moved that you would like to meet with somebody individually, privately, you may do so with Linnell at the end of the service. Did you want to add anything, Audrey? On that note, I think we are ready to pray.
Ready
So-
to pray, yes. Okay, so welcome to hold hands. If you'd rather not, that's okay too. All right, the light of God surrounds us. We are light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are love of God. The power of God protects us. We are power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. We are presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And let's wave to our friends online as they sign off, and let's circle up so that we can sing together. So